guys, and welcome to my channel Kel Stitches. This is a channel all about cross stitching and everything that goes with it. Today is Flosstube number 68 and it is the 7th of April 2025. Alright, I'm just going to get straight into showing you what I have stitched on in the last fortnight. Actually, first off, I will say thank you to any returning viewers, very much appreciated, and welcome to any new viewers that might have come across this video. I hope you like what you see and what I've got to show you. I think that's all of them. Yep. So yeah, I hope you enjoy what I have to show you in this video and seeing all my progress. All right, so let's just get straight into what I stitched on. No mucking around. All right, so the first one that I stitched on, it was this one. It is called Oh Great Spirit. It is a Dimensions pamphlet from back in 1996. And the artwork is by Linda K. Powell. So that's what it'll look like when it is completed. And so this one. Yes. This is where I'm up to. So as you can see, I have made quite a bit of progress on it. I have finished off. All this. I think last time I had half of this deer stitched in, so I finished off all of this. I've just done all of the writing. I've just got this bit to do and the beads. So it's probably 200 or 300 stitches in that bit there left to do. It was getting later at night and I was pushing to get it done, but I just couldn't do it any longer. I was on the second day of stitching on it and I just couldn't keep myself awake long enough to finish that off, even though Nash had was pushing me to finish it and said, "You've only got a few hundred stitches left, why not keep going?" Well, because I was tired and I had to work the next day, so yeah, that's why I didn't. But that's all right. It is almost finished. On my next stitching session, it will be done. I can guarantee you of that. So I worked on this for 2 days and I done 1,600 stitches. That is just the stitching. That's not, I did not count any of the back stitching here, or any of the back stitching actually. I didn't count it, but I did not count the back stitching for the words either. So you could probably add on another maybe 500 stitches because of the back stitching. And it says, "Oh great spirit, help me always to speak the truth quietly, to listen with an open mind when others speak, and to remember the peace that may only be found in silence." So I'm loving this. I can't wait for it to be done with all the beads and that, and then I can make it into a cushion, a wall hanging, or if I can find a frame the right size, I can frame it. All right, that was that one. The next one that I worked on was this one called Moonwolf 1, and if you can recall from my last video that I was nearly completed this one as well. So that's what it'll look like when it is completed. And here it is. It is all done, all finished and completed. I have washed it, but the marks, just the grid marks, just haven't come out completely, so I'm just going to get a soft toothbrush with some nappy sand on it and just scrub those spots just to see if it will come out. Hopefully it will. Usually I don't have trouble with my grid coming out, but this grid was pretty dark, so. But yeah, that is all done. The pink fabric is not showing up. It hasn't been ironed or anything as of yet. I just soaked it and threw it in the washing machine yesterday to see if that grid will come out. But yeah, that is all completed. So I worked on this one for 2 days and I got 2019 stitches into it. That's all that was left. Once again, I was on the second night of stitching this down here in this white here. And because this one was in Pattern Keeper, I could tell that I only had 200 stitches to go and I was nearly going to give up, and Nash told me not to be stupid and that it wouldn't take me long to do the 200 stitches, so I did. Which I was glad that I actually did, so that finished that one off. So that is another finish for this year. And that is being stitched on, or has been stitched on a, I think it's 16 count Ada, pink Ada that I got from Paddock Lane Designs. Alrighty-o, and the next one. No, that's not there. So the next one that I stitched on was this one. Now, I don't know if it's actually got a proper title. I just call it Beetlejuice, but it is a Lydia Dietz quote, and it is by the Witchy Stitcher. This one I just stitch on it for an hour and a half or so, or whenever I'm waiting for anyone from appointments and stuff like that. So it usually only gets stitched on once a week, so a couple of times a fortnight, and it's pretty easy to work on. This bag. And this is where I'm up to. As you can see, I have filled in the L and the E. I've made a start on the B there. So I know last time I recorded I was saying that I might leave the black and not do the black letters, but I think I will just stitch them in anyway, because when you look at it close up, it will just fill it in with the black stitches, some of the and just make it stand out that bit more. But yeah, that's what it's looking like. So this is being stitched on 18 count black Ada. It's very see-through, and it's a very soft Ada, using all the called for DMC colours except for the skulls here, which are being done in the DMC Glow in the dark thread, which is E940 if anyone's interested. Once it is completed, because I've got the white to go in here with the rest of the letters, and then do the black lettering, and then the rest of it's just the quote up here in backstitch, which I will be doing in the glow in the dark floss. And once it's completed, I will leave it out in the sun or leave it in the light to charge up and take either a photo or a quick video of it once it is glowing and in a dark room. But that's that one. Worked on it for 2 days and I got 1,000 stitches into it. You wouldn't think it had so many stitches in it, but it does. For such a little pattern, you'd think it was it wouldn't be so stitch heavy, but it kind of is. All right, so the next one I worked on was this one. It's called Autumn Blessings. It is a Shannon Christine's design. Now, I think last video I forgot to actually show you the couple of patterns that I picked up over it was over the weekend before St. Patrick's Day. Shannon ran a little what could you call it? Like a little treasure hunt on her website, and there was a free pattern and then there was 2 or 3 voucher like codes to use on patterns. So I found all of them. I found the free pattern and I found the 3 codes, and I bought a couple of patterns which I forgot to show you last time, so I will show you this time around. But anyway, we are talking about Autumn Blessings at the moment, so this is what it will look like when it is completed. And this is where I'm up to with it. So as you can see, I have filled in the border in the white, and now I'm just going and filling in the squares. So I'm wondering, I probably will just have to shift this nudge just slightly to get the last three squares in, I think. Mightn't have to be a great deal of a shift. This border may just have to come up here. But yeah, that is looking amazing. I am actually obsessed with sunflowers and like your pumpkins and stuff at the moment, like all your autumny colours, like your oranges and yellows and stuff like that. I've seen so many patterns and I'm like, oh, I'd actually like to stitch that. But I haven't bought them. So I've just been looking, but yeah, I am absolutely loving this one at the moment. So these 3 squares are all stitched, and I am working on the pickup truck there in that center square. These little buttons here, you can see these buttons up here I have back stitched. Nope, not that one. But these ones here, I have back stitched the little bit of thread in them. So these buttons here, and I think there's a couple more, one over here, and a couple down here, something like that. I will stitch those in, back stitch those in once I've completed the squares. And this is just being stitched on a 16 count Aida that I dyed myself in I think it was a tan. I think that was the colour. And I worked on this for 2 days and I got 1,600 stitches into it. But it's looking really, really good. I am really enjoying this stitch actually. It's just something quick and simple and fun, especially when you don't want to work on those full coverages that I usually have getting around. Alright, the next one that I worked on was Daydream Sea Turtles. The artwork is by Sheena Pike and it is charted by Charting Creations. So this is what it'll look like when it is completed. I am working up in this corner, up in here. here we are. So what did I worked on this for 2 days and I got 1,400 stitches into it. As you can see, I've filled in this and started to fill in the shadows in between the leaves. I am still just picking, you can just see there's a few ninja stitches, confetti stitches, whatever you want to call them, in this fern over here. So pretty much I'm just picking whatever comes next, whatever's in that first square there, and just going with it over the whole page and a bit, because this is it's one and a partial page. So but yeah, I think I've skipped over here and I've jumped down into here to start filling in this flower. I think that's what I've done. I've done all that and then I've gone, no, I'll go down here, fill in this flower, because there's none of these colors up here. So I just thought if I get that done, then I can concentrate on the rest of it. But yeah, this is just being stitched on 16 count Aida. And that's what it's looking like. It is an amazing pattern. Absolutely loving it. I am enjoying it so much more now. If you've watched me for a while, you know that I had issues with this one in the first year that I was stitching on it, because the fabric was so stiff and I just wasn't enjoying it. And then I whacked it in the washing machine and yeah, the fabric softened right up and it's so much more enjoyable to stitch on now. All right, the next one, the Modern Folk Embroidery Sale for 2024 called No Time Like the Present. This is what it'll look like. I am not doing this color scheme though. But yeah, that's what it'll look like. I might actually be able to get this one into a project bag now. I might swap it into the project bag that Moonwolf was in. And this is where I'm up to. So I had all of this to fill in, as you'll be able to see from the before photo. So I got all that filled in, and that was 1,400 stitches just in there. Oh, barring what, probably 18 stitches down here. But yeah, that was very hard going with all the one color. It was, I'm even yawning just thinking about how boring it was just to stitch all that one color. So I started off, I was going this way and then I started going that way, and then I got bored of that and I just started stitching around the border until around the edge until it came into just like 50 stitches at the end and finished it off. So yeah, and I worked on this for 2 days and it is being stitched on 20 count Rustico. I'm actually loving stitching on the 20 count too. So if I can get some more 20 count, I might start using that for some of my, especially my bigger projects. And then I might graduate to 22 count. I know I have ordered, I know a couple of my pain-free crafts kits that I've ordered previously. I've got 25 count. So I will work myself down to working on the smaller count. But I am really enjoying working on the 20 count at the moment. So I can't see 22 count being much more difficult to see. And then, yeah, from there it's just a little drop to 25 count. We'll get there eventually. So I am using, where's my, Where is it? Oh, there it is, fell out of the bag. So the colorway I'm using is 322 and 832. So that's the blue and the gold that I'm using. And then I am just doing highlights with your DMC Diamond in gold, which isn't too hard to work with if you use short lengths and a thread wax. And a big-eyed needle. You definitely need that, because in the smaller eyes, in the needle, smaller-eyed needles, it tends to get caught and drags through. So yeah, that's the colorways that I'm using. I do have the 2023 sale as well, that I'm going to do in the same colorway, because I do have more of the Rustico. So once they're done, I can get them, display them side by side. Okay, the next one that I worked on is this one. It is called Spirit Guides. The artwork is by Laurie Prindle and it is charted by Pain Free Crafts. This is what it'll look like when it is completed. Probably like 10 years down the track, because it's a big full coverage project and I'm only like 12% into it. And this is, hanging off it. This is where I'm up to with it. So I stitched on this for 2 days and I only got 800 stitches into it, but we have moved across and we're working in the rest of this. I don't know what you're going to call it. I don't know if it's a shadow in the sky or, but anyway, yeah, that's where I'm working in. We'll get all that filled in and keep moving back across to the middle. But I love pain-free PFC charts. They are amazing. The detail that you get in them. Like, you look at the nose and the mouth of that horse. It's amazing. Sarah and her hubby definitely put the time into charting correctly to get the detail without needing 250 colours and being the size of a double bed as a finished product. So yeah, yep, I told you how many days I worked on that, and I'm pretty sure that is 18 count Ada that I am stitching that on. Alright, the last one that I worked on was this one. I'm just calling it Wild. It is from a Etsy store called 2x2 Stitch Art. I bought it as a trio, but you can buy them separately as well. So yeah, that is what it'll look like when it's completed. No, it's right here beside me. And this is where I'm up to. As you can see, I have filled in all of this up here. I've got about 900 stitches left of this colour, which is 3809. 900 stitches left in it, which goes all the way over here, and then I think the rest of it's 310, which is like over 2,000 stitches. So yeah, that is coming along. I'll definitely have it finished this year sometime, just when is another matter. But I would definitely have it done this year. It's definitely going to be a finish. And it's just on a scrap bit of 16 count Ada. And I don't think my D looks too wonky since I made a mistake here in it somewhere. I think it should have come down a little bit more rounded, but you can't really tell that unless I pointed it out, which I just did. So yeah. And once it's done, I'll wash it and I will finish it off because I've got the boards that I painted for the 3 of them, and I'll stick them together and stick them or finish them all off and have them all together as a trio. But yeah, that is looking good. And I worked on it for 1 day and got 800 stitches into it. So that was yesterday, which was Sunday, because I didn't work Saturday. I didn't stitch on Saturday because we had a wedding, so I worked it. So there was no stitching on Saturday, unfortunately. But altogether for the fortnight, I got 10,709 stitches, which I think is pretty good going. It's not often I crack the 10,000 mark with my stitching for the fortnight. But yeah. All right. What do we do next? Might just pull these. Yeah, we'll pull my next lot of my next rotation. We'll see what we get in here. So the first one is Happy Mood Points. I'll just mark these down as we're going. Next is Tiger Lily. And we have the Cross Stitch for Everyone sale. Speaking of Cross Stitch for Everyone, she just released some new patterns, and oh my god, they were so cute, especially the Indian one. There was a little Indian girl with her wolf puppy, and there was a little Indian boy with her with his Appaloosa foal. Gorgeous. Not that I need any more patterns, but I know that they're there for next time I am on the hunt to buy. Next project is Protector. Horse Portrait, which I just posted. I finally managed to post the stitch with me that I'd done. I was having a bit of issues with it converting through my editing program. I kept getting to like 80-90% and then it would stop and start over again, and it just kept doing that, and I sort of was wondering why, but I was trying to get it to save directly to my SD card, and it obviously wasn't liking that, so I changed it to just save straight to the device, and it worked. So yeah, it's finally been posted, so now I can go and record another one and also start recording my dyeing tutorials. Mini Top Frog. One more. Let's see what it is going to be. Legal High. I'll probably actually stitch on that one today while I am waiting for this video to upload to YouTube. I am absolutely loving the way the Legal High is coming along. So yeah, I will probably definitely stitch on that one today. All right, so that is my rotation. I will grab these and knowing what's left, I've got some good ones in the next rotation too. So this is what I'll be stitching on. So we've got Legal High. This is why I also laminate my cover photos, because especially with long dogs, unless you're doing them monochromatic, I like to go and plan out where colours and stuff are going so I can remember how I'm going to do it. And I can also write the fabric, this count and stuff on these, and the dates that I started and the dates that I finished. So we've got Legal High, Horse Portrait, To Catch a Dream, which is the cross stitch for everyone sale for 2025. That's not what it will look like because it's a mystery sale. Tiger Lily, Protector, the Happy Mood Point Quaker sampler, and the Mini Top Frog. So those are the 7 that I will be predominantly working on, as well as my Beetlejuice one, of course. But yeah, they are the ones that I will be working on for the next fortnight. Let's see how much I can get into those, how much progress I can make into those ones, hey? Alright, so that is that taken care of. We will update my boards. What do we got? The full coverage one first. No, that's not what I'm after. Where's my pens? Here they are. All right. So full coverage. Oh, I need this back. Closed it on myself. Alright, what have we got? The full coverage. There was only 2 of them, wasn't there? So we got Daydream Sea Turtles, which is just here, and I got 1,400 into them, which brings me to 3,600. And then the next one was Spirit Guides, which is here, and I got 800 into it. And that makes that an even 4,000. So by the time, I would say next time I stitch on Spirit Guides here, I should be halfway. Same as Daydream Sea Turtles. If I get another 1,400 into it, I will be halfway to my 10,000 goal, which will be good, which means I am on track to completing my goals for the year. Unless the wheels really fall off from between now and the end of the year, I should hopefully get them done. All right, Great Spirit is this one here, and we got 1,600. which makes that 4,700. I am not going to reach the 7,500 goal before I complete it. That's for sure. And Moonwolf. Yeah. We got 2019, which makes that 4,119, and a finish. So that is the first finish marked off on my boards. I know that I had another finish with the Autumn Lane Stitchery sale, but that wasn't included on the boards. That was just a little sneaky start that I done. Beetlejuice isn't included on these either because it was another little sneaky start that I did not plan for in my whip parade. Alright, so Beetlejuice we're not worrying about, but I do have to add up the... Oh, he's only got it's only got like 6,800 stitches completely in it, so I know that I'm not going to reach the 7.5 before I finish that. Alright, Autumn Blessings. 1,600. 1,600. And that makes that 4,500. I'll have to check on Pattern Keeper how many. I think it's got just over 8,000 stitches in it to finish it. Modern Folk Embroidery Cell, which is this one here. I've got 1,400. Definitely going to reach 7,500 with this one before it's completed. I'm not even halfway through it. So yeah, definitely going to reach 7,500 goal with that one. And Wild, got 800, which makes that 3,600. And I've got approximately another 3,000 stitches to go on to complete that one. So it's not going to reach the 7,500 goal either, but it will be a finish, so that'll be a bonus. So yeah, poor old Stamped One over here is looking a bit sorry for himself. It's in the next rotation, and we all know that that's my nemesis piece at the moment. I really don't enjoy stitching on it. I'll force myself to stitch on it to get it done, but I love the pattern. I just don't enjoy stitching on it with that rayon floss. But yeah, so that is that board done. Now, because I did finish one of my projects. Now, I did say, I just dropped them. Let me, there we go. Okay. Now, I did say that I was going to, when I finished or completed the goals, that I would use a little marker. But then someone commented, I think it might have been Mrs. Miggins, commented and said, why don't I just write the date? Duh, why didn't I think of that? So that's what I'm going to do, is just write the date of when I completed it. So what one are we looking for? Moonwolf. Oh, I wrote 2 there. It should be Moonwolf 1. Moonwolf 1. So we cross those 2 because the goals. And I completed it on, what was the date that I completed it? Thursday the 27th. So 27th of the 3rd. There we go. So yeah, that's done. All right, so give me 2 seconds. All right, so because I finished, what was that one I finished? Moonwolf 1. No, because I finished Moonwolf 1, I put $10 into my money box.
Empty.
It's only got $10 in it, a $10 note in it.
Wow.
Yeah, because I've only finished one thing so far this year. You haven't finished anything. You've been stitching on yours for 5 years, so.
No, 12 years.
So yeah, I've only got coins this time. I haven't got a $10 note. So we'll just put that in there. So that is $20 into there now. All right. And these are the 2 patterns that I bought from Shannon Christine. So the first one is called, let me just, Sunflower Patchwork. So it is that one. Let me just, nope, that's not going to work. Put that on. That works. There we go. So that is the first one that I got, Sunflower Patchwork, and it's only little. It's only 92 by 93 stitches, so it's not huge. And then if it ever loads up, taking its time. And then we have this one, which is called the Cross Stitches Paradise, and that's what it is. And it's 144 by 143. So I just got those 2. There are quite a few other ones on her site that I am looking at. I really like, but I will get around to getting them another time. Yeah. So yeah, so that's all the, for God's sakes, that is all of the stitching sort of stuff that I have got. Yeah, no, there's nothing else. Yeah, that's all the stitching stuff. I did finally get around to sorting those nearly 200 skeins that I bought into their individual projects. I have a list of the couple of colours that the ladies were missing, so I'll just duck into Spotlight probably and get those so I can finish them off, and then all I've got to do is find fabric at the right sizes. Most of the ones that I am doing, probably the scrap bits that I've got, like your 11 by 12 inch scrap pieces, will be probably big enough to do most of them. So I will pull my fabric out, and I probably will have to dye some fabric in the right colours, like beige and stuff like that, that they recommend to, that Emma recommends to do with them. Because most of the ones that I kitted up were the Emma Condon pieces from out of the Cross Stitch for the Earth and Cross Stitch for the Soul books. I haven't done any from Cross Stitch for the Heart yet, and because they're small ones, so yeah. Rightio, so that's all the stitching stuff. Work's been pretty easy. We do have another woman that does every second weekend, so that means that I get at least every second Sunday off. Sometimes I get 2 Sundays in a row off because it falls on another colleague's weekend that she works. She works every 3rd weekend, so, and then it actually works out that every 6 weeks I get a whole weekend off, so I'll get 3 days off in a row. It should have happened this weekend, but I didn't because there was the wedding that we had to work. So yeah, we worked that. I took some really nice sunset photos because it was out the back beyond where we are, a little place called Collett's Ridge, and it's all farmland. And at the moment, it was lucky because it just stopped raining in the middle of the week, and usually their road goes completely under. They have to use a boat with an outboard motor to come back and forwards into town, so it wasn't quite that bad. The water was just at the edges of the road, but I took some sunset photos, so I'll stick a couple in. But yeah, so I would have had the 3 days off, only that we worked the wedding, so I had Sunday, Monday off anyway. Then I've got to work this whole weekend, and then the following weekend we run into Easter, and we're closed for the 4 days. So I get 5 days off over Easter. I might pull my finger out and try to sort out this, what do you call it? Filing cabinet. Sort out this filing cabinet and start getting my floss sorted into it, since I've got all the bits and pieces to do it. I've just got to have the time to do it. So if I've got 5 days off over Easter, that will probably take up 1 day, I think. And then, so I have the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday off over Easter, and then go back on Tuesday, Wednesday. Usually I have Thursday off, but I'll work the Thursday because then we have Friday off, because it is our Anzac Day over here. It's a public holiday, so we'll have the Friday off, and then I'll work the Saturday, Sunday and the Monday, because usually I have Monday off, but I will work the Monday just to make up that Friday that I had off. So I'll work the Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then I'll go back into normal routine, hopefully. But then we have, and that'll bring us to the end of April, and then we have Mother's Day on the 2nd Sunday of May, second Sunday of May, which is one of our huge days at work. And then after Mother's Day, we roll straight into our preparing and getting organised and stuff for our July races. So it's going to be a little sort of relaxed. I have a few days off sort of up until the end of April, and then it's going to be full on. But yeah, anyway, that is pretty much everything. So my next Flosstube will be on Easter Monday, I am pretty sure. I'm sure that's when it falls. Yes, the 21st. That is Easter Monday. So that will be my last. I'll probably be very relaxed and maybe have quite a bit of stitching done because I've had 5 days off, unless we decide to go somewhere, do something over them couple of days. But anyway, 21st of April will be my next Flosstube update. I hope to get another Stitch With Me done and my first dyeing tutorial video done within that time before my next update. So guys, I'll leave it as that. Once again, thank you very much for tuning in and watching me. I hope you enjoyed my content and what I had to show you, the progress and everything on my projects. And I will catch you all next time to see the progress that I get done in 2 weeks. Wherever you are in the world, please take care and stay safe. Bye bye.